Hello Wastelanders, Vlad here, and today I'm going to show you how you can make double doors for your Fallout 76 camp, so let's jump on in. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I am going to preface that this is not an exact science, so you may have to make some minor adjustments when you do this on your own. So starting off this build, I have two foundations set, and the goal is to get our double doors at the center of this front foundation. So I'm going to place a vault catwalk and then put another foundation attached to that catwalk. And this is just giving me some space so that I can adjust this secondary foundation that I just placed so that we don't have to fight the snapping mechanics of the game. So I'm using this red and white tile one because I like the spacing that it gives me. So I'm going to move it over 2 tiles thickness, and then I'm going to walk it back a little bit to where the corner of this front triangle and the diamonds that are in front of it line up to where the edge of where this foundation was originally placed. And then we're going to walk another foundation over to the side, throw in our vault catwalk, and then place a foundation attached to it, coming back towards us. And then we're going to remove that catwalk, and then we're going to slide these 2 back foundations forward. And now we've got these back to being flush with our original foundation. We'll throw a door frame up, and then we'll put a door in that door frame. I think they changed some of the mechanics of how the doors are snapped in. So for some reason I had a bunch of trouble with doors snapping in when doing this. But go ahead and edit that wall to being a solid wall, and then that will allow you to store the wall and leave the door in place. Now we can check the alignment of this door before moving to the next point. You want it to open towards you, and you want the center to line up to the center of that original foundation that we had there, this planked one. So now for the next step, let's move our planked foundation out of the way, and then I'm going to walk using a couple of foundations over to the other side, opposite side of where that door was placed. And then I'm going to move the center one so I can adjust this one that over here on the far edge that we just placed. And I'm going to again use this red and white tiles spacing to my advantage. And I want to align this to being 1 tile overlap with this foundation that was in the back that we originally had. And if you screw up with this free movement, just press B and if you're on Xbox and put it back in its original place, and then try again. Okay, and then we're going to move to the side, and we're going to walk this same foundation we just moved over. We want to go 1 tile, 2 tiles, and then 3 tiles back from where that door is. And I'm using the shadow of where this foundation was originally placed to kind of get a guide of how far over I'm moving it. So you can kind of see that visually in the screen from what I was doing. So once you have that placed, go ahead and put a door frame up. Throw in a door inside of it. And then let's go ahead and open this door. And we want to make sure it's opening towards the other one that we have placed. You can see that we've almost got it, but we're about the thickness of a door off. It needs to come back a little bit, the thickness of a door. And we need to adjust that center gap to being closer together. So we need to bring it towards the center just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and we will store this door and this door frame so that we can make a final adjustment to get these as close to perfect as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this foundation, and I'm going to adjust. And the biggest point, like I said, is using what you have as a reference guide to determine if you're moving it the right amount. So visually look and see how far you have to move it, and then use the shadow of where that original placement was to make an informed decision of where you're placing it. That way it's not just random chance that you get it right. So we're going to put back up our door frame. We're going to open our door, and this one turned out perfect. I mean, I don't think I could get any better with the placement of that second door. And we're doing this offset. Technically, one of these doors is open and one of these doors is closed, but that's so that they both look like they open in the same direction. So we'll leave that door hanging by itself by editing that wall to a solid wall and then storing it. And now we have our 2 double doors. We can put our original foundation back in place, and we can check that everything is nice and centered up. And it's not 100% perfect on that center line, but it is extremely close. and passable for all of us here in the Wasteland. Don't forget, we are building in the Wasteland, so perfect for this one is going to be extremely hard. Doable, but extremely hard. Now here's some examples that I use to kind of fill in the space and work around those doors and incorporate them into some different formats for use in the camp. That's going to do it for today's how-to video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest content from Vladministrator Gaming. Until next time, I'll see you in the Wasteland.